continued support to our various development interventions and under our bottom-up economic transformation agenda. Let us continue to realign our development programs and projects to this economic model. As part of the BETTER framework, I especially appreciate your support to our coffee and tea reform agenda. We are determined to ensuring that the farmers' interests are mainstream and reap maximum benefits from their sweat. I urge you to extend the same cooperation to other value chains that include dairy, livestock, sugar, cotton, among others that have the potential to revive our economy, create employment opportunities to our young people, and change their lives for the better. I wish Your Excellencies to emphasize our commitment to timely disbursement of funds to counties. Even under the current difficult fiscal space, and for the first time in our devolution history, the National Treasury was able to disburse all amounts due to counties by the end of the last financial year at midnight on 30th June. Ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellencies, this financial year we have fully remitted equitable share for July and a substantial part of August and September. However, we have noted that some of our counties hold a lot of funds in their respective accounts in the central bank. In view of the timely disbursement, I strongly urge you to fast-track payments of pending bills on first-in, first-out basis. Indeed, we should not be having pending bills for the last financial year. Delayed salaries to the county staff should also be a thing of the past. Where there are challenges, I urge the Council of Governors, the Controller of Budget, and the National Treasury to institute mechanisms and administrative procedures that guarantee timely salary payments, and where there are challenges, my office is always open and available to create the right synergy for consultation. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, prompt payments of goods and services that are due releases a lot of funds to our entrepreneurs, SMEs, and local business in our counties, and hence increasing liquidity in the economy, boosting economic activities, and by extension, increasing tax revenue to our government. We have noted with a lot of concern that the level of own source revenue collected is still below 35% of your estimated potential, especially areas such as property tax, which is a low-hanging fruit. Excellencies, as we agreed in our last meeting, please do streamline your revenue collecting systems with a view of optimizing your existing own resource revenue system by digitizing and automating your revenue systems and sealing leakages. I want to reaffirm the commitment of His Excellency President William Ruto and myself to unbundling the remaining functions as per the President's directive during the devolution conference. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, as we finalize on devolving the remaining functions, we have noted with a lot of concerns some emerging threats to devolution. Among the threats is the ever-rising wage bills that is slowly eroding the amounts appropriated for development expenditure. Such wage increases are not sustainable, both in the short term and in the long term. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, corruption is a threat to both levels of governments. Let us work collectively to put in place control measures to monitor the use of public funds such that all procurement and expenditures are within the law. As I conclude, I wish to appreciate your continued support in jointly implementing the Universal Health Care Program that we launched jointly recently. I urge you to prioritize preventive health care, as this will enhance the quality of health care in the whole nation and reduce the cost of curative medicine. In conclusion, let us partner together as we put in place measures to mitigate the effects of El Nino rains, which are expected to start in mid-October and continue to the end of December. Let us mobilize a contingency fund through budget harmonization and county-based emergency funds. Your Excellencies, I have noted the address by the chair, and we had some consultation before we came to this forum about the concern of the governors and the county governments about the road maintenance levy, subsequent to our agreements during the summit in Naivasha. And we have agreed with the chair and the leadership of the Council of Governors that I will, as a matter of urgency, convene a meeting between the Cabinet Secretary in charge of roads and transport, the Kenya Roads Board, and the KERA agency, representatives of the Council of Governors under my chairmanship, and the leadership of the National Assembly for us to look at the law and interrogate the concerns and the issues as raised by the COG with a view of a win-win situation that doesn't bring acrimony or interferes with the road maintenance program in the counties. That is a commitment that I've given, and will be able to do that in due course. I've also noted the concern that 50 million shillings voted for release to the county, the COG has been delayed. I'll get to the bottom of the matter in the course of the day to find out where the problem is in the State Department of Devolution, with a view of having the matter fast-tracked and concluded in a timely manner. Let me, before I end my remarks, once more thank the county governors for your cooperation in my leadership of creating a good relationship between the two levels of government. We have had a lot of cooperation, and I want to say that it is our commitment as the national government that there is a seamless cooperation between the two levels of government, because they serve the same people. As I've stated to you repeatedly, our officers on the ground in the counties have clear, irrevocable, and sufficient instructions to accord maximum respect and cooperation to the county governors and the county governments so that we can serve the people better. Again, as we appreciate the expected bumper harvest due to the very good rains that we have benefited from, I want to urge the county governors to work with the national government to forestall post-harvest losses in helping our farmers with the drying capacity so that we don't have losses. Again, our program for subsidizing fertilizer is ongoing. We have reduced fertilizer from 3,500 to 2,500. Again, we want to thank those governors who have created the last mile distribution network to get the fertilizer to where the farmers are. And I urge the county governments to continue doing so. And where they have not established a last mile mechanism, to please do so so that we can work together. Again, we have launched the second phase of the farmers registration so that we can know our farmers, and the beneficiaries of that database is the county government. Let us work together with our officers of the National Government Administration and your CECs in agriculture so that we can capture all the required database to help us plan better, to help us know where we need to intervene for our farmers, so that agriculture being a devolved function, the national government can give the necessary support. I therefore want to say that I look forward to a good meeting, to a productive meeting, so that we can serve our people better, we can support and strengthen devolution. Again, we have also had a discussion with the COG chair and the leadership and the SRC about the pension scheme for governors, and we are all in agreement that a contributory scheme is desirable and necessary, and we have agreed that the CEO of the COG will engage the Salaries and Review Commission to work out the modalities on how to anchor and establish a pension scheme for our governors so that when they retire, they can live in dignity, as they must retire after 10 years, and they must prepare for that eventuality. I know many people don't like discussing retirement, and many people don't like discussing old age, but those are realities of life. The truth of the matter, you can only serve for 10 years. And you must prepare for retirement, wakahora. Yeah, I mean, that is the truth. People must, there was a minister who served in the government of President Jomo Kenyatta for a long time. He came from the coast, and then he served President Moi. And when the time came for him to retire, he was asking who can assist him with a lorry to transport his goods from Nairobi to the coast. That was very embarrassing. I don't want any one of us to be caught up in that situation. We must accept that we have a God being gracious, all factors being constant. You can only serve a maximum of 10 years. I think it is prudent and it is wise also to prepare for retirement. So that pension scheme is a good thing because it will assist you to live a dignified life when your day comes to call it a day and join the rest of Kenyans as a senior citizen and to live among them. So that is something as a national government we are quite happy to support so that in our old age we all try to live better lives because it's the right thing to do. So nimeshukuru sana. Again, after this, there are those counties that did not have headquarters, and there has been a challenge with the administration of that fund, those resources by Ministry of Public Works. We are committed to release that money to the counties, and after this, council will have a discussion with Public Works and the governors, and will give the appropriate instructions so that we let the counties manage their own funds in a prudent manner so that those headquarters can be built and they can be useful to those counties because it's the right thing to do. Again, issues that come on ad hoc basis, my office remains available. I've just briefed the chair and the leadership that we have developed a coordination unit for international development partners because we are having a challenge with absorption of donor funds because of excessive bureaucracy at the National Treasury, at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and the Attorney General, so that unit, and we have asked Jane Karangai, the one who was the chairperson of the Commission of Revenue Allocation, she has come to my office and she is heading that particular docket. She's a very competent person. She understands devolution. She understands donor funding. She understands the National Treasury, and we shall be happy to help the counties where there are challenges with donor funding to unlock the bureaucracies in the National Treasury, with the Attorney General, with the MFA, so that those funds, those grants, those monies that have been set aside by donors to enhance development in this country, the people that you lead, the Kenyan people, are not denied services due to bureaucracy and red tape that can be unlocked. So I wish that we have a very, very fruitful council meeting, and I look forward. Asanteni sana. Mungu awabariki. Thank you.